Hello everyone, Helen here, and I'm back with another design team project for you for the Not Too Shabby shop. Today I will be making 5 cards using this month's card kit of the month called Insect Cuties. Now this kit comes with 3 packs of pattern paper, a sequins mix, some gems, ephemera pack, and 2 stamp sets. Now the kit is still available, so I will have all of that linked below, as well as a 10% discount. And I also brought in my circles with a scallop circle border from Stampin' Up. So let's go ahead and get started with card 1. Now I took some of the slimline paper and I used it as mats for my busy pattern papers. And what's great about the slimline pattern paper is that it has like an embossed and a debossed side, and it really looks like 3D, and it almost looks like you did emboss it but you didn't. So that's what I liked about it. And also when I used it as a scallop border for my circles, it really gave it a nice touch because it has like this little tiny detail. Like you can't tell from the camera, it doesn't do it any justice, but if you were holding it in your hand, I like the detail that it gives, so that's why I use it as a mat. And I thought that it paired really well. Like it has like really nice subtle colors that complement the busy pattern papers. So here I'm using the ephemeras, and I did trim the white border, but I still gave it a nice little white border, but I just trimmed it down, and then I stamped the Hello My Friend with Misty Moonlight from Stampin' Up. And then I'm gonna embellish the card with some of the Gina Marie Designs gems, and I picked sort of like a periwinkle blue, or like somewhat of like a purple that would match my card, and that finishes up card 1. Now let's move on to card 2. I do want to mention that my sketches came from the Close to My Heart idea book, volume 3 and volume 5. They just came out with a new one, so I recently purchased the new one, so I'm trying out the new sketches from there, and this is one of the new sketches, and I really like it because it's different. And I just used one pattern paper, and then I turned it over like the back side of it to create that 1/2 inch pink border, and then I cut a circle and I just cut it in half, and then I just created a fishtail on one side of my pattern paper there, and then I'm going to stamp You Snailed It with Poppy Parade from Stampin' Up. And I would suggest that when you do, if you do cut the circle, I would cut a bigger circle, because the circle that I cut here was a little too small for the sentiment. So maybe, you know, a bigger circle would be better. But since I was already committed, I just went for it, and I was okay with how it turned out. And then I just decorated it with red gems. Now we're going to move on to card 3. Now this card right here, I picked a floral pattern paper, and then I wanted to dress this up with purple, hints of purple, because of the ephemera I chose, as well as the mat that I chose to mat my pattern papers with. Now this is the floral pattern has a polka dotted pink pattern on the back, so I use that as well. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and stamp Hi My Friend with Gorgeous Grape from Stampin' Up. So I've gone ahead and put some dimensionals behind the ephemera that I chose, and I chose a really cute butterfly with purple and blue accents, which I felt complemented the pattern paper, because the pattern paper has like orange and blues and purple, and I really like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and embellish this with some orange gemstones, which I think matches perfectly with the florals in this pattern paper. And that finishes up the card. And now we're going to move on to card 4. Now this one, I just took one pattern paper and I cut it 3 inches. So I basically cut it in half, and then the other half I cut 1.5 inches, and I went ahead and adhered the 1.5 inch by 5.5, and then I took the 3 inch by 5.5 pattern paper and I centered that. And this is one of my go-to designs because it's simple and at the same time it's just easy to embellish, because you can cut like a circle or an oval or even a square and just create a scene with it. So I chose this huge ladybug, which I thought was so super cute, and I wanted to match my sentiment, the real red from Stampin' Up, but then when I stamped it, it didn't stamp all the way. So I stamped it again, and I was hoping that the ladybug would cover my mistake, but here I'll show you that the head wasn't wide enough to cover that up. So I went back with my ephemeras and I found this flower and this bee, and I actually like this one better than the ladybug design. Like, sometimes mistakes can be happy mistakes, and this one's one of them. This was a happy mistake for me, at least. And I'm gonna go ahead and embellish this with some yellow gems, and this finishes up the card. Oh, and also I just popped up the bee with some dimensionals as well. Now for our last card, we will be making a shaker card, and I chose this beautiful embossed background, and it's kind of like a minty green. And I'm gonna go ahead and just trim this down. For some reason it was longer than my card base, and then I cut like a circle pattern on the left side of my floral pattern paper there. And then I'm gonna do a trick that I learned from one of my friends here on YouTube. Her name is Cheryl, and what she does when she makes shaker cards is she'll put 2 window sheets, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit here. Some of you may know this trick, but I've been meaning to try it because I love shaker cards, and I just feel like this is very efficient, like, for me. Like, it just takes the guess out of centering your paper after you make your shaker card, and you will see what I mean when after I put my foam tape. And so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up putting my foam tape, and I like to put a lot because I don't like my shaker cards dipping down. And then I'm gonna use the sequins mix, and I really love that polymer clay bits that came with it, the flower polymer clay. And I'm just putting some I'm using my powder tool here to take off the static so that my shaker bits can move freely. I can't, for some reason I can't find the other one that has like the little brush in the end. So if you have like a pouch like I do, it'll work just as well, probably even better. And so as you can see there, I put another window sheet right on top of the foam tape, and so when I adhere this on my card front, I don't have to worry about it falling off when I center, if that makes any sense. So I really like that trick. And then I chose this super cute honeybee holding a honey pot, and then I chose the sentiment Hello Beautiful that came with ephemera pack, and that finishes up our last card. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this process video. I will leave a 10% off coupon code down below. Don't forget to visit Jamie's shop and let me know which card was your favorite. I love reading all of your comments. I will see you on my next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye.